Good evening, everyone. We're ready for some high school baseball tonight. The Faribault Falcons are at home for a doubleheader of sorts. Well, it's not of sorts. It's a doubleheader for them. It's not for the other teams. This first game, it'll be a Big Nine Conference encounter. It is the only game that we will have on the airwaves. The Faribault Falcons are playing host to the surprise of the Big Nine Conference here early in the season. The Austin Packers are 4-0 on this young year. Faribault is 0-2 with losses to Rochester Mayo, and now I can't remember who their first game was against. But in any event, they have not picked up a win just yet on the season. Across the parking lot here at Alexander Park North, the B.A. Cardinal fast pitch team is playing the Medford Tigers. I'll try to keep you updated on that game if I can. Got my binoculars out here so I can look at the scoreboard from the vantage point that I'm sitting at. The Faribault fast pitch team was defeated 3-2 by the Austin Packers last night in Austin, a game that was originally on the schedule for today. And then they moved it to yesterday. And, of course, nobody bothers to let you know about this stuff because, they don't know. And then the website still said they were playing today. And thank heavens, athletic director Shane Gunderson returned my phone call because I was on my way to Austin to do the fast pitch game when he called and said, we played last night, but the baseball team's playing Austin out of Bell Field. And I thought, well, why don't we just do that? So that's what we're doing. We have the baseball game here at Bell Field. We'll have baseball on Thursday, too, when the Falcons travel to Winona. As I said, Austin swept the Winona Winhawks in a doubleheader this past weekend. I think it was this past weekend. And they picked up 2 more wins on the season. They beat Owatonna and then one other opponent as well here in the early portion of the season. Our broadcast is service of our KDHL All Prep Sports Boosters, including J. Moles Bowl in Faribault, where you always get a great meal. They've got volleyball sign-ups ending, I believe, this week. So you might want to get into J. Moles Bowl and sign up your volleyball team. They're going to have a co-ed league, a men's league, a women's league. They've got a youth league if they get enough people signed up. If you're under a certain age, I think it's 16, it may be 18. I don't know which, but you'll find out if you go to their website and find out all the particulars. And they have to have permission if they're younger. If they're not, I'm thinking it's under 18, but it might be under 16 for any youth leagues that they're going to have. Out of J. Moles Bowl, where you always strike a great meal, man. Their food is fantastic. They have the Haggis pizzas, and then they have homemade pizzas. The homemade pizzas are phenomenal. I know Royal Ross, who co-hosts the Faribault Coaches Show on Saturdays, enjoys the barbecue chicken pizza, and I like that as well. But everything I've had there is delicious. They have some incredibly delicious soups. At least I'm a big fan of them, and I'm kind of a soup hound. So they, along with Cashwise Foods out of Owatonna, are some of our super sponsors bringing you our broadcasts here this spring. Started last fall, had some winter sports, and now we're going to have some spring sports for you. We were originally scheduled to do the Faribault Austin, as I mentioned, a fast pitch game today, but that was moved to yesterday. And then the game that we were supposed to have yesterday between Northfield and Cannon Falls in fast pitch action was postponed because they saw the severe weather, and that was probably a wise move. There were some games played last evening, believe it or not, in southern Minnesota despite the severe weather, and they got them in, but not a lot of them. A number of them were postponed, and I don't know about the rescheduling for the Northfield Cannon Falls game. If we receive information on that, I'm hoping to. I got to call into the AD to let us know so that if it's possible to reschedule, we can reschedule. Fairway Meat Grocery in both Faribault and Owatonna also brings you our broadcasts here, along with Community Resource Bank. They've got branches in Faribault, in Northfield, in Cannon Falls, and I believe in Roseville. and Faribault Transportation, another one of our super all-prep sports boosters. If you'd like to be an all-prep sports booster, believe me, it is a very reasonably priced endeavor. You'll enjoy it. You're on every month. And just give me a jingle at 507-838-5233, and we will get you on the broadcast. Harley's Auto Salvage here in Faribault. Taji Jewelry in downtown Kenyon are a couple of the other ones that we have. I'm sitting just outside the press box here at Bell Field, and you can hear a plane overhead because the airport is not too far here in Faribault from Bell Field. We'll also have your 5 o'clock. I'll try to get it as close as I can to 5:05. Our 5 o'clock win cash numbers coming away too. I'll hopefully remember that and get it as close as I can to 5:05.
At J-Mo's Bowl in Faribault, you always strike a great meal, and now's the time to get your team signed up for sand volleyball. Whether you're a serious competitor or just out for laughs and exercise, J-Mo's has 6 quality sand courts ready for every skill level. The deadline to register is April 16th, with games starting the week of April 27th and running through mid-August. Ages 16 and under need permission. And don't forget the food. Fall off the bone, delicious ribs, juicy burgers, pasta, spectacular homemade pizza. All are welcome at J-Mo's Bowl, 1802 4th Street, Northwest Faribault. Get the details at jmosbowl.com.
The deals are heating up at Cashwise Foods. Fire up the grill with Four Brothers Fresh Ground Chuck, $5.99 a pound. Or Golden Plump chicken thighs or drumsticks for $1.29 a pound. Add red seedless grapes at $1.99 a pound and fresh express salad kits for $2.99 to complete the plate. Plus truckload buys and a one-day sale on April 11th. Everything you need to fill your pantry at great prices. Only at Cashwise.
Cashwise Foods.
JMOSbowl.com, again, is that website. JMOSbowl.com to sign up your volleyball squad. You know, Thursdays they play bingo out at JMO's Bowl, too. It's become very, very popular. I believe it's cash prizes, I think. And make sure you get on out there if you enjoy playing bingo. And the food, as I said, is phenomenal. They've got discount on bowling, too, on Thursdays and on Sundays at J-Mo's Bowl right here in Faribault, Minnesota. Again, the Falcons are 0-2 on the season. After today, they travel to Winona on Thursday. I'm scheduled to broadcast that game as well on these airwaves. And I believe I've got a Northfield at Austin baseball game on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Speaking of Northfield, their Chamber of Commerce is having their their market fair and more over at the Dundas Dome. The market fair and more. The more is a lot more. They got all kinds of youth organizations that are there doing fundraisers, so you might want to take that in. That's in the Dundas Dome this coming Saturday, and I believe the hours are 9 to 3, if I'm not mistaken. 9 to 3, I do believe, are the hours for that. We have more pregame analysis. We'll get the introduction of the starting lineups, I'm sure, from the PA announcer. Save my voice a little bit. And get you a bit of flavor here at Bell Field, which is looking gorgeous this early in the season. It is phenomenal.
Fairway Meat and Grocery in Owatonna is a proud sponsor of all area athletics. Are you ready for your game day party? From USDA choice steaks and fresh produce to snacks and delicious meat and cheese trays, Fairway has everything you need to fuel your crew. Shop online for easy curbside pickup or check out their weekly ad in store. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. for all your grocery needs. Good luck to all area athletics from Fairway Owatonna.
At Community Resource Bank, they're more than just a place to manage your money. They're your neighbors, your supporters, your financial partners. Whether you're starting fresh or planning ahead, the team at Community Resource Bank is ready to help with banking that fits your life. Stop in, say hi, and see why more people are choosing Community Resource Bank. Community Resource Bank. Let's bank together. Member FDIC.
Well, the Austin Packers are concluding their infield here at Bell Field. Of course, the home team always takes infield first, so the Falcons are done with theirs. And when they are completed, I'm sure we'll get the introduction of the starting lineups for this high school baseball game, Big Nine Conference encounter. This not only is a Big Nine Conference game, it's a section game too, if I'm not mistaken. The Austin Packers, I believe, are in the same section as the Faribault Falcons in baseball. I know they opened their season with a win against Casson Manorville, did Austin. Now I remembered who the other team was. Opened their season with a win over Casson Manorville, who is a section opponent as well. And then they defeated the Owatonna Huskies, and they swept the Winona Windhawks in a doubleheader this past weekend. And so that's how they come into this with a 4-0 record, sitting atop the Big Nine Conference. And there have been a couple errors here by some infielders here on the final hits toward the infield, which might give the Falcons a little confidence. Then again, it may not. Who knows? As they're concluding their infield here at Bell Field in Faribault, Minnesota. I do know that pitching today for Faribault will be Carter Quinlan. I do not have a roster with the grades or any of that. They no longer hand out paper anything anymore. A school district saving money on paper that way, I guess. But we're at the age that I think they ought to put lineups like they do for volleyball and basketball, lineups on the side of the scoreboard for baseball and softball. There's no reason why you couldn't get that accomplished. I'm going to have to get with my invention guys and see if we can't get that put together and get a patent on it and make some moolah. As Charlie Lechtenberg, the manager of the Faribault Falcons, is at home plate, along with the manager of the Austin Packers. And I'll look and see if his name's even on the lineup card here. Yeah, the no name for the manager of Austin here on the lineup card. I really didn't expect it, to be quite honest. As they're at home plate, exchanging lineup cards and visiting with the two umpires that we have here today. We have a base umpire and a home plate umpire. What a beautiful day for baseball it is. We have a temperature reading, weather of 65 degrees. It says here there's a 50% chance of rain. Let's hope that stays away. Our low tonight is supposed to be 51. And it says cloudy in Faribault, but I can tell you because I'm sitting in it, the sun is definitely out, and I would not say these are cloudy skies. There are clouds in the sky, but this is not a cloudy sky. The computer says it's cloudy in Faribault, but obviously the computer can't see because we have plenty of sunshine. In fact, we're awash in sunshine as the BA Cardinal fast pitch team is playing the Medford Tigers across the parking lot. And I don't know, they didn't have the scoreboard working earlier, and I think it's on now. And we'll see if we can get you updated on that during our broadcast here of Faribault Falcon baseball. Right now, Charlie's going over the ground rules here at Bell Field with the umpires. And, of course, the manager, head coach of the Austin Packers. So, while he's doing that, we will listen Well, now I can't find my mouse. That little squiggly thing is so small. I thought I had this bigger during the basketball season. It must have gone back to the way it was somehow. as the managers and the umpires are shaking hands. And I think we're ready for the introduction of our starting lineups here today from Belfield. Mark Graves will have he's the PA guy out here. There we go.
Beautiful, historic Belfield for this afternoon, Big 9 varsity baseball. The Austin Packers and your Faribault Falcons. Let's meet the starting lineup in batting order for this afternoon's game. First for the visitors, the Austin Packers. Leading off the left fielder, number 1, Casey Denzer. Batting second at second base, number 11, Dylan Wenzel. Batting third, the catcher, number 19, Benton Perkapile. Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 9, Noah Dunlop. Batting fifth for the Packers, the third baseman, number 17, Cooper Jacobson. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 2, Jonah Pine. Batting seventh for Austin, the first baseman, number 10, Hayden Quintmeyer. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 13, Tyler Carter. And batting ninth for the Packers, the center fielder, number 4, John Wally. Head coach of the Austin Packers is Jacob Nesson. He's assisted by Chad Peterson and Garnett Osmondson. Now here's the starting lineup and batting order for your Faribault Falcons. Leading off, the catcher, number 2, Dominic Erickson. Batting second, the third baseman, number 13, Jameson Novashevsky. Batting third, the first baseman, number 6, Luke Schumacher. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 3, Hayden Dillon. Batting fifth for the Falcons, right fielder, number 12, A.J. Simon. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 1, Atlee Qualley. Batting seventh for Faribault, left fielder, number 10, Cooper Anderson. Batting eighth for Faribault, the pitcher, number 25, Carter Quinlan. And batting ninth for Faribault, the center fielder, number 17, Ben Leslie. Head coach of your Falcons is Charlie Lechtenberg. He's assisted by Tyler Francis and Joey Crowdy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, all who are able, please stand and face the flag in straightaway center field as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
You're in tune to KDHL-AM in Faribault, Minnesota, a town square media station. First pitch is coming your way in just a wee bit.
Fairway Meat and Grocery in Faribault is a proud sponsor of all area athletics. Are you ready for your game day party? From USDA choice steaks and fresh produce to snacks and delicious meat and cheese trays, Fairway has everything you need to fuel your crew. Shop online for easy curbside pickup or check out their weekly ad in store. They're open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. for all your grocery needs. Good luck to all area athletes from Fairway Meat and Grocery in Faribault.
Minnesota Coaches Incorporated is proud to transport teams, athletes, cheerleaders, and coaches, getting you to the game all season long. Since the 1930s, they've been your trusted full-service charter planner, serving local communities with safe, reliable travel. From private charters and school trips to tour groups, sports teams, and church outings, they've got you covered. Minnesota Coaches Incorporated. Full-service travel with peace of mind. Visit MinnesotaCoaches.com or call 507-334-5121 today.
In another minute, we will have our win cash code coming up. So stay tuned. The starting pitcher for Faribault, Carter Quinlan, a righty, is warming up with his battery mate Dominic Erickson. At first base is Luke Schumacher. At second base is Atlee Qualley. At shortstop is Hayden Dillon. At third base is Jamison Nowachewski. Out in left field is Cooper Anderson. In center field, Ben Leslie. And in right field is A.J. Simon. For Faribault, it is now time, ladies and gentlemen, for the 5 o'clock cash code. So put these numbers, okay? Put these numbers in the KDHL app.
Here it is, another chance for you to win cash on KDHL, like $1,000 in cash, brought to you by Priority Construction. The 3-digit code for this hour is 330. Take those 3 digits, 330, to the KDHL app on your cell phone. Maybe it's your day and you win cash on KDHL, sponsored by Priority Construction.
That's right, 1-0 the count to Casey Denzer as Quinlan kicks and fires, and the ball swung on, hit toward right field. Right fielder coasts back and will make the catch. So 2 pitches and 1 down to Casey Denzer. He's the left fielder. That'll bring up Dylan Wenzel, the second baseman. Wenzel wears number 11 on his uniform. He's a right-handed hitter. Gets ready to step in that batter's box. Austin with their red tops, white numerals, white pants with a red stripe down the side. The Falcons in their white with green trim. And the pitch, a half-hearted swing, is a strike going on. He didn't go around. He checked it, and it was a strike. So Quinlan ahead 0-1 to Wenzel, the number 2 hitter in the Austin Packer lineup. And the pitch, curveball, is swung on and hit high in the air down the right field line. It'll be a foul ball. 0-2 the count. So Quinlan does not want to throw too good a pitch here. By that, I mean he doesn't want to go right down the slot. As a righty gets ready to deliver the right-handed batter. Ooh, and that was a pretty good fastball. It was a little high. He checked his swing again and fouled it off into the Austin dugout. It's 0-2. 0-2. Game time temperature 65 degrees in Faribault and really not much wind. It's an awesome day. Come on out to the ballpark. There's going to be a game after this one. Jordan is in town. That's right, the Hubmen are in town. After this game between the Packers and the Falcons. We will not have that game on the radio. The pitch, he hit him. An 0-2 count, and he hit him. You just don't want to be doing that. So Benton Perkapile steps in. He's the catcher. Perkapile is a right-handed hitter, wears number 19 on his uniform. This is the number 3 hitter in the order. Typically, at least in the old days of setting up batting orders, you put your best hitter there. I say in the old days because nowadays they do all that number stuff. And the pitch fouls it off, 0-1. So Quinlan's been throwing nothing but strikes outside of the one hit batter who actually could have moved out of the way. Back in my day, the umpires pretty much made you move out of the way. It was a curve, and it was heading toward him, and he just stood there. And I don't blame him. I mean, if you can get away with it, do it. Throw over to first base. He's back in time. Head first slide. And that's Wenzel, a second baseman who's at first base. holding him on is Luke Schumacher, the Falcon first baseman. A throw back over. And, the professionals have limited the number of throws to first base. I've been advocating that in high school for years. And the pitch is in the dirt. 1-1. Because nobody wants to see throws and throws and throws and throws over to first base. And these aren't professionals. 1-1 the count. The pocket pile and the pitch is a high fastball. It misses. The throw down to second's not going to be in time. And a stolen base for Wenzel. So a 2-1 count to the number 3 hitter in the Packer order. And they're making some noise here right out of the gate. The 4-0 Packers against the 0-2 Falcons. Righty comes to the set. He's operated always from the set, and he swings, and it's 2-2 as he fouled it off. Never works in the windup. More and more pitchers are doing that. And I can see why. It makes perfect sense, I think, as he kicks and delivers, and he hit him. And again, he moved his elbow into the ball to be hit, which, like I said, in my day, the umpire would say, stay in the batter's box. But no, they allow it to happen. He moved his elbow, and so runners are first and second with 1 down. That'll bring up Noah Dunlop, the center fielder. Where's number 9 on the back of his uniform? So effectively, the Austin Packers right now have taken the inside part of the plate away from the Falcon pitcher. You can't go inside or he'll be plucking guys all day. And the pitch swings and pops it up, but it's going to be out of play. 0-1. 0-1 the count to the number 4 hitter, the cleanup hitter, Noah Dunlop, the center fielder. So probably a really good athlete. He's a right-handed hitter. As the next pitch is delivered, it's a high fastball. It was too high. It's 1-1. 1-1. Carter Quinlan again on the hill for the Falcons. Leans in to get the sign from Dominic Erickson. Comes to the set and delivers. There go the runners. Double steal, throw down to third, and he is safe. Boy, he was just safe. So a double steal is executed. The pitch was a ball. It's 2-1. And the Packers are in business. You could intentionally walk him, which put a force at any base. We'll see what they do here. The pitch. High fastball. He went after it. It's a strike. 2-2. And that looked to be out of the zone, but he swung. And so a 2-2 count. Boy, Quinlan could sure use a strikeout here. Infield's playing in here in the first inning, and the pitch swings at a high fastball, and it's 2-2. 2-2 the count. Now remember, 2 guys have been hit by pitches. Both of them were curves. So if I'm hitting, I'm thinking dead red here because he doesn't want to throw a curve right now. The pitch. He missed with a fastball, and it's a full count. And like I said, a walk here loads the bases and puts a force at any base with 1 out here in the first inning. Gordy Kosfeld here at the KDHL Sports Microphone at Belfield in Faribault on a beautiful evening in April. The pitch is swung on. It's a slow dribbler. Nobody's going anywhere. He's going to throw it home. He threw it and it pops out of the catcher's glove. It was a bad throw and the runner could have scored, but he ends up going back to third base. So it's a fielder's choice that gets Dunlap at first. A fielder's choice loads the bases and brings up Cooper Jacobson, the third baseman. Jacobson, another right-handed hitter, wears number 17 on his uniform.
And again, Ross, the third baseman, number 17, Cooper Jacobson.
Quinlan was kind of in a quandary there. It was a dribbler in the grass, and the guy was probably going to beat it out at first. Sometimes it's better to just hold on to the ball. And the pitch. Swings and hammers it. That's going to score some runs. It's a gapper. Left fielder goes over to get the ball, and a couple of runs are going to score. And almost at second base was the hitter, and Faribault does not get him out, and they probably should have. Man, oh man, he was dead to rights, but it's 2-0 Austin. And the two hit batsmen are the runs that score. As I don't know what Dunlap was doing, he ends up at second base. Jacobson thought he was going to get a double. Instead, he gets a 2 RBI single. 2-0 Packers right out of the gate. Jonah Klein, the pitcher, steps in, a left-handed hitter, and the righty's pitch is high, 1-0. So Quinlan has kind of deserved a little better fate than this. I mean, the two hit batsmen, again, were both lean into the ball pitches. And the pitch. So hopefully Faribault, there's a base hit to left field. The windmill's coming from third. The throw is way up the first baseline, so easily scoring is the runner that was at second to make it 3-0 Austin Packers. On a solid single to left. And the seventh batter to come to the plate here in the first inning is Hayden Quitmeyer. Quitmeyer is a first baseman, another left-handed hitter, swinging a blue bat, and the pitch. Swings and fouls it off 0-1. 0-1 to count to Quitmeyer. Already 3-0 Packers. 2 of the 3 runs were hit batsmen. As the righty gets the sign he wants, and the pitch. Swings and just gets a piece of it. It's 0-2 on the foul tip. 0-2. 1 down here in the first inning. High school games are used to be 7-inning games. Then they made them 9-inning games. Unless they're doubleheaders, there's a one-hopper to the first baseman, and he's not going to get him. It's going to be an error of the first baseman. He couldn't pick up the ball. So an error makes the bases loaded with 1 out, and Tyler Carter stepping in. That was hit right to the first baseman toward his right, and he couldn't pick it up, and he couldn't pick it up. And the first baseman gained first base on the error. It was an 0-2 count, too. So Tyler Carter, the number 8 hitter, the right fielder, steps in, a right-handed hitter, and the pitch is a strike. 0-1. The runners advance to second and third. Little wiggle in his bat. Very closed stance, and the pitch is going to go all the way to the backstop, and that'll score another run on the wild pitch. Makes it 1-1. It's 4-0 Austin right out of the gate. Quinlan's next pitch is in the dirt, and again, it gets away from Erickson. That'll score another run. It'll be another wild pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Well, I think the score, swing and a miss and a strikeout, ends the inning. But not before 5 runs crossed the plate on just 3 hits. There was 1 error and nobody left on base. Two of the 3 runs were earned. So the Packers already have handed a 5-0 lead to their left-handed pitcher, who is Jonah Klein. We'll get you the defensive lineup for the Packers right after.
Discover the finest jewelry collection in southern Minnesota, right in downtown Canyon at Todgy Jewelry. With an extensive selection to suit every style and budget, you'll find everything from timeless watches and elegant jewelry to unique money clips and more. Personalize your gift with a custom engraving. Add a name, special message, or both to make it truly one of a kind. Because you don't want just any diamond. You want a Todgy Jewelry diamond.
Again, the lefty is on the hill for the Austin Packers. Jonah Klein, his battery mate, is Benton Pocapile. At first base is Hayden Quiltmeyer. At second base is Dylan Wenzel. At shortstop is John Rowley. At third base is Cooper Jacobson. Out in left field, it's Casey Denzer. Center field is Noah Dunlap. And in right field, Tyler Carter. As Dominic Erickson will lead off for the Faribault Falcons, who are already down 5-0, and we're in the bottom of the first inning. Erickson wears number 2 on the back of his uniform. He's a right-handed hitter. So he steps in. The lines down the bases have been put down by a robot out here. The school district has a $30,000 robot that does the lines instead of human beings. And the pitch is a ball. When I was a kid, the coaches never lined the base paths. We, for the most part, took turns doing it. The players. You had a string and it made the line kind of straight. That's a curveball that is hammered to left field. Left fielder goes back, and does make the catch while backpedaling. So Erickson gets it a ride, but is out. It's allowed out. Jamison Nowachewski, the third baseman, will step in. Where's number 13? That's my old baseball number. Nowachewski's a left-handed hitter wearing yellow batting gloves. There's a green batting helmet, swinging a black bat with some orange lettering on it as the lefty kicks and delivers and is way outside 1-0. Remember, this umpire's already granted 2-hit batsmen by leaning into pitches. So if I'm a batter, I keep that in mind, anything that comes inside. As the lefty delivers, swings and hits it straight back. And it's 1-1 to Jamison Nowachewski. The Falcons obviously would love to get a crooked number on the board here. They're down 5-0 early. The lefty kicks and delivers outside. 2-1. Umpire threw that baseball away. And with the new baseball is the lefty. Holding the bat way over his head, Nowachewski. Pitches outside again, and it's 3-1. Erickson flew out on a 1-0 count. Then he gave it a good ride. The pitch. Ooh, he swings at a pitch that was ball 4. It's 3-2. It was outside again. So a full count now to the number 2 hitter for the Falcons, down 5-0. Curveball, and he didn't lean into it. Instead, he swung, and he's going to be out. Boy, it looked like he might have beat that ball. I'd love to see a replay on it. It was a slow roller. 2 down. That'll bring up Luke Schumacher. Where's number 6 on the back of his uniform? The first baseman, a right-handed hitter, steps in against the lefty. And the pitch is a curveball. That's a strike, 0-1. That last pitch, Nowaczewski, if he does what Austin did and leans in, he'd be at first base. Because the pitch was inside, it was a curve. And the pitch is up high, 1-1. It wasn't going to hurt. And that's where you know when the kids are watching the other team. If they see that stuff, take advantage of it. The lefty's pitch. Another curveball, and it's 1-2. 1-2, the count to Luke Schumacher. Faribault has yet to get a base runner. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Packers scored 5 in the first on 3 hits and an error. He overthrows the next pitch. It's 2-2. Tried to get some extra mustard on that one. 2-2, the count to Schumacher. There's a great jockey named Schumacher, spelled differently. Swings and just gets a piece of it to stay alive. It's still 2-2 to Luke, the number 3 hitter. Hayden Dillon chases down the ball and checks it to the umpire. So the lefty getting ready to deliver. The righty nods his head in approval. Swings and misses. It's dropped by the catcher. He loops it down to first base. And the Falcons go up and down in order in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits. There were no errors. And obviously no runners left on base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 total pitches were thrown by the Packer pitcher. We go to the second inning. It's 5-0. Austin Packers here at Belfield.
Harley's Auto Salvage has been in business over a half-century, serving people through their Like Magic nationwide parts locator. New and used auto parts. Check out their large supply of new and used tires. 30-day warranty on electronics, 60-day warranty on all motors and transmissions with extended warranties available.
Cody here with Harley's Auto Salvage. Haven't been here in a while? Stop in and check out our drive-thru recycling building. You can recycle your aluminum cans, copper, brass, and metal. And of course, we're always here to help you get that newer used auto part. Harley's Auto Salvage.
Well, a very long first inning for Faribault's Carter Quinlan. He threw 29 pitches in the first inning, 18 of them strikes. This early in the season probably would not be asked to go very long anyway. But remember, there's a game after this. They play the Jordan Hudman to the Faribault Falcons. That is obviously not a conference game. So my guess is you get an underclassman in there to get some pitching time, right? They may be in the same section with Jordan. Faribault actually might have been moved, now that I think about it. I shouldn't automatically assume that Austin and Faribault are in this section in baseball, even though they were in the same section in basketball and football. Leading off will be the number 9 hitter for the Packers, John Rowley.
For Austin, the shortstop number 4, John Rowley.
Where's number 4 in the back of his uniform? He's a right-handed hitter. Stands pretty much straight away in the box. Maybe a little bit of an open stance. As the righty Quinlan's pitch is swung on, and it's a base hit to right field. So swinging on the first pitch, it's the fourth hit. And we'll bring up the top of the order, Denzer, who started the game with a fly out to right field. A 1-0 count. He flew it to right. Who coasted back and made the catch for the Falcons, A.J. Simon. Lean over to look at first base. And the pitch is in the dirt outside, and it's 1-0. Quinlan again, 29 pitches in the first inning, 18 of them strikes. Hit a couple batters, gave up 3 hits, and there was an error. The pitch in the dirt again. It's 2-0. So a hitter's count to the leadoff hitter for the Packers. The left-handed hitter stands right on top of that plate, has white gloves. And the pitch. Outside corner, I thought, but the umpire said no, and it's 3-0. 3-0 the count. Runner at first, nobody out, second inning. That was right down Broadway. It's 3-1. Taking all the way was Denzer. Wenzel, who was hit by a pitch, is on deck. Throw over to first. They got him. Ooh, he's called safe. Sure looked like he was going to be out. It was a nice quick throw by Quinlan over there. He got it nice and low, too, toward the bag. And the pitch. That was a strike on the outside corner. That was every bit as much a strike as the one I thought was a strike that he called a ball. I think it's 3-2. So a full count to Denzer. And the pitch missed the outside corner. So a walk. First walk of the game for Quinlan. He's hit 2 batters. This is one of them that he hit. He hit back-to-back batters in the first inning. Both of them leaned into the pitch. The second guy clearly stuck his elbow out. And this guy leaned in as well. Strike. 0-1. Wenzel and Brookabile stole. They had a double steal in the first inning as well. Quinlan's next offering misses inside, and it's 1-1. Well, he's a brave man. He's a brave young man. He's still trying to pitch inside. I'm a little surprised that Wenzel hasn't stayed there to get plucked again, because he was well inside on that pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. 1-2 the count to Wenzel. Quinlan wears number 25 on the back of his uniform. His battery mate Erickson number 2. There's a right-handed hitting second baseman Dylan Wenzel wears 11. Looks like kind of a lime green bat, and the pitch. Oh boy, it didn't miss by much. It's called the ball. It's 2-2. 2-2. As the righty gets ready to throw again. A couple of looks to second base. Boy, there he goes. It's hit right back to him. He's going to go to second for one, and that's the only one they're going to get. Boy, that was a tailor-made double play ball. Raleigh ends up at third base. He stole that one on the pitcher. I mean, it would have been a stolen base. And Wenzel not, let's see here. It goes 1-4 on the fielder's choice. Wenzel's at first, and Benton Pockapile, the catcher, steps in, was hit by a pitch. He clearly put his elbow out to get hit last time. He's got an elbow pad on, too. Pitch is inside. It's 1-0. Well, Quinlan's still throwing inside. I know after seeing that first at bat, I don't know that I'd be going in there as much. Five-0 Austin. We're in the second inning. There's one out, runner at first and third, throw over to third, and he's safe. And going down to second base on the throw to third is Wenzel. So now runners are at second and third. Runners at second and third with one out. As the base umpire's backing up, and the pitch. It's jam job. Third baseman comes home. They got him in a rundown. See if they execute this properly. So far they haven't. The Falcons, and Dillon does tag him out, but getting all the way to third base on the play. Okay, he's out. It was 2-5. 2-6 for the second out. Getting all the way to third base is Wenzel. Runners are at the corners again. Porcapile's at third. Pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. Runner stays at first, probably should be at second. We always taught when that ball's heading toward the dirt, you go. Tapping a couple of times. The plate is Noah Dunlap. The righty's pitch to the righty is popped up. This should get Faribault out of the inning. The center fielder ranges over to right and makes the catch right in front of the right fielder. And Austin does not score. They threaten but do not score. There was one hit. No runs. 2 runners left, 1 in scoring position. No errors in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 5-0 Austin Packers. We're at Bell Field in Faribault. Big 9 Conference baseball. What a beautiful evening. And across the way, the Cardinals, the Bethlehem Academy softball team, who placed third at state a year ago, are hosting the Medford Tigers. And wouldn't you know, but I've got a tree right in front of me here. I'm going to try and get my binoculars out. See if I can't see what the score is over there. I think I still got my binoculars in my bag. Of course, it's at the bottom of the bag. If you don't use them during basketball. It's in the 5th inning, and BA leads 12-2. 12-2 Bethlehem Academy in the 5th inning. So if it stays that way, it'll probably end in the 10-run rule. Here it's 5-0 Austin Packers. We're going to the bottom of the second inning, where the Falcons will send up hitters 4, 5, and 6 in the order.
Hey, Ken Herbeck here. Is it time for a tune-up or maybe a new furnace? Call Owatonna Heating and Cooling, your local Carrier dealer today, and have your furnace checked. Don't wait until you're without heat and below zero temperatures. Call us to get your furnace checked to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning or sudden furnace failure when you really need it most. Owatonna Heating and Cooling is your local Carrier dealer. Turn to the experts. Find us online at owatonna-heating.com or call 507-451-2051. That's 451-2051.
Hayden Dillon leads things off here in the second. First pitch is high, 1-0. Dillon is the shortstop, the number 4 hitter in the order. Faribault did not get anybody on base in the first inning. Dillon, a right-handed hitter. And the lefty's pitch. Curve ball that he fouls off, 1-1. He fouled that off his foot. So Dillon will step back in here as the umpire throws out another ball. One and one to the right-handed hitting shortstop for the Falcons. Down 5-0 here in the second. Swing way late at a fastball. It's 1-2. That was some high heat, and he could not catch up to it. So if I'm the catcher, the 1 number goes down again. You don't want to slow him down if he can't catch the hot stuff. It's fouled off, 1-2. Looked like he took a little something off that fastball. I don't understand that. When you see a batter unable to catch up to high heat, you throw him high heat again. Shadow's overtaking behind home plate. He overthrows the next pitch. It's 2-2. Threw 14 pitches in the first inning, 8 of them strikes. Struck out 1, walked nobody. And the pitch. That had some good action on it, and Dillon was able to foul it off 1-2. Or excuse me, 2-2. 2-2, the count to Hayden Dillon. Pretty much straight away in the box. As the Packer delivers. High heat again, and he fouls it off. He did catch up with it, but fouled it off, and he was late on that swing. Again, Jonah Klein is the pitcher. His battery mate is Porcupile. He throws a wild pitch to make it 3-2. This will be the 9th pitch of this at-bat, so Dillon's got a good at-bat going here. Hayden, a really good athlete. A 3-sport athlete, plays football, plays basketball, and plays baseball. The lefty's pitch hit him. And that was no leaning into. It hit him in the legs. Doesn't matter. It would have been ball 4 anyway, but it is a hit batsman in my book. And the leadoff man's on, and Dillon, as I said, a good athlete. But remember, there's a lefty on the hill. And stepping in will be A.J. Simon, the right fielder. Where's number 12 on the back of his uniform? He's got, looks like pink on the knob of the bat here. As he steps in with the pants outside the socks. Gloves hanging out the back right pocket. About a bend in his knees on the pitch. A strike. 0-1 to A.J. Simon. Dillon showed no signs of going there. Of course, they're down 5-0. Kind of puts a quash to your running game. And as I said, you have a lefty on the hill. Can't get a bold lead there. As the next offering is a ball. 1-1. It was a tad low. And Simon says, that's not to my liking. Simon steps back in with his black batting gloves. Throw over to first. Back is Dillon. So Klein will get back up on that hill for the Packers. Stands with his back leg on the third base side, and his front leg is well in front of it toward the first base side. As a swing and a miss makes it 1-2 to A.J. Simon. Runner at first Nobody out. We're in the bottom of the second with the Packers leading 5-0, scoring all 5 of their runs in the first inning. Couple of hit batsmen, they had back-to-back. They had a double steal. And now calling time, the batter Simon is granted just as he was getting into his windup. As he'll step back in. Little wiggle action with the bat. And the pitch. Right down Broadway, and he watched it go by. Second strikeout. My old coach used to make you run laps when you have strikeouts looking. Atlee Qualley steps in. He's the second baseman, a right-handed hitter, wears number 1 on his uniform, also with the pants outside the socks. See if Dylan goes here. He does not have much of a lead against the lefty. A throw back, and Dylan gets back, and frankly, I don't know why he threw. He wasn't off the bag very far. The only thing that can happen is a bad thing there when he's that close to the bag. He misses with the next pitch. Throw down the first by the catcher. Back is Dylan. 1-0 the count to Qualley. Shielding his eyes from the sun is Dylan to see the Coach Lechtenberg signs in that third base coaching box. That sun gets to a brutal level when you're playing and you're at first base at Bell Field here. The pitch is a strike called on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. One and one, lefty throwing to the righty. Dylan still not a great lead at first base. A fastball's hit right back to the pitcher. This is a Taylor. Oh, he threw high, but he is going to be out at second base. That almost got away from the shortstop covering second. But he's going to be retired as Dylan. It's going to go 1-6 to get him. And on a fielder's choice, Qualley is at first base with Cooper Anderson stepping in, the left fielder. Anderson wears number 10 on his uniform. He's a right-handed hitter. Also a little wiggle action in his bat. Throw over to first base. Back is the runner. There's 2 outs here, so I really don't understand that throw. He's not going anywhere. They're down 5-0, and there are 2 outs. The pitch is right down Broadway. It's 0-1. That might have been a bit of a hanger, too. It would have been a good pitch to whack at. Getting his lead is Qualley at first base. He's a little bit farther out than Dylan was. Pitch is high. It's 1-1. 14 pitches were thrown in the first inning by Klein. And he's probably about matched that right now. I haven't counted him. The pitch. Ooh. Got a piece of that. 1-2. Remember, Dylan had a good at-bat before he got hit in the legs by the pitch. A 9-pitch at-bat. This will be the 19th pitch of this inning for Klein. And the throw is hit over the second. Oh, he caught it. The second baseman leaped up in the air and got the snow cone. Wow. A leaping catch by Dylan Wenzel, the second baseman. That was outstanding. And Faribault again has no hits. They have no runs. They had 1 runner left, and there were no errors by the Austin Packers. We go to the top of the third. It'll be hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the order for Austin, up by a 5-0 score against the Faribault Falcons here on Southern Minnesota's sports leader for nearly 80 years, the mighty 920 KDHL.
Specialty Personnel Services can solve both sides of work-related problems. For employees, they can put you to work in a short period of time with employers that are in need of your skills. For you employers, Specialty Personnel Services has a list of potential employees that have the skill set to excel on your company's team. Don't waste time chasing want ads. Let the professionals work for you. They do specializing in construction and manufacturing jobs. Specialty Personnel Services in Owatonna. Call 451-5773. In Austin, 433-5570.
46 pitches to the first 2 innings, 27 of them strikes. For Carter Quinlan. I'm going to guess this might be his last inning. I'm not positive on that, but remember they do have a game with Jordan coming up after this one. That will not be on the radio. Thursday we'll be heading to Winona with the Falcons baseball. And on Saturday, I believe I've got Northfield at Austin, playing at Riverland College in Austin. And their beautiful complex there. They actually have a press box you get to sit in. Here we're sitting outside, but a beautiful night for it at Bell Field in Faribault. When they did the state tournament here, I kind of encouraged them to build out the press box bigger, but they didn't do that, obviously. And it worked okay. Cooper Jacobson will lead things off. He's the number 5 hitter in the order for the Packers. Third baseman, singled in the first inning. Quinlan, 46 pitches, 27 of them strikes to the first couple innings. Has 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and hit a couple batters. High fly to right field. He dives and doesn't make the catch. He's kind of looking up into the sun. And it's going to be a leadoff hit for Jacobson. He had to run a long way to that ball. He just kept going and going and going. And he is wearing sunglasses out there.
Good pitcher number 2, Jonah Klein.
But a runner at second base, and Jonah Klein, the pitcher, steps in. Klein had a single his first time up. Swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Klein is just a little guy. He ended up being wild pitch to second and scoring on a wild pitch. The turn and throw to short covering second, but he's back. Tried to get him on the daylight play. So leaning in to get the sign is Quinlan. Erickson puts down the fingers. And the pitch in the dirt. I know Bethlehem Academy softball last year had one of those fancy intercom systems, catcher and pitcher. And I'm thinking, man, I was a catcher. Throwing down fingers is not that hard. But technology, I guess, is what everybody's into these days. As he fouls off the next pitch, it's 1-2. The theory was it would speed up the game. I don't know how it speeds up the game, frankly. You got to punch the numbers on the pad for the pitch. You throw down 1 or 2 or 3 fingers as it's hit right to second base. 1 hop. He's going to throw over to first. And Jacobson will gain third. And with 1 down, there's a runner at third base. Hayden Quitmeyer, the first baseman, steps in. He was safe on an error his first time up, hit it right to first base, or actually a little bit to the right of the first baseman, but he couldn't pick up the ball. And the runner ended up safe. The pitch is right at the knees. Beautiful pitch, 0-1. That was a gorgeous pitch by Quinlan. Fans still coming in near the ballpark. And there'll be a second game here tonight. Jordan is the opponent in the second one. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. 0-2 to Hayden Quitmeyer. He's a left-handed hitter. Runner gets his lead at third at the pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Klein. Second strikeout for Quinlan. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Tyler Carter, with 2 down. Runner at third. Carter wears number 13 on the back of his uniform. The right fielder struck out in the first inning. 5-0 Packers. We're in the top of the third. Pitches up high. 1-0. And I'm assuming, because this is a doubleheader, that this will be a 7-inning game. Although it wasn't originally a doubleheader, it was made into one. The pitch is popped up. And if they see it, they'll catch it. First baseman calls off everybody and makes the catch for the Faribault Falcons. So a good job there. Taking control by Luke Schumacher. And that ends the third inning. There was one hit. There were no runs. There was one runner left in scoring position, and there were no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. The Packers still lead at 5-0. 8, 9, and 1 are due up for the Falcons in the bottom of the
Specialty
third.
Personnel Services can solve both sides of work-related problems. For employees, they can put you to work in a short period of time with employers that are in need of your skills. For you employers, Specialty Personnel Services has a list of potential employees that have the skill set to excel on your company's team. Don't waste time chasing want ads. Let the professionals work for you. They do specializing in construction and manufacturing jobs. Specialty Personnel Services in Owatonna. Call 451-5773. In Austin, 433-5570.
Well, how do you like that? Specialty Services out of Austin. Packers lead it by a 5-0 score over the Faribault Falcons. Austin trying to go to 5-0 on the young season. Faribault looking for their first win. They're 0-2. The coach heading down to first base for Faribault almost got hit by a wild pitch from Klein on his warm-ups. So Carter Quinlan, the pitcher, will lead things off. Wears number 25 on the back of his uniform. The right-handed pitcher, and he'll be a right-handed batter. Again with our score, 5-0 Packers. Quinlan will step in with what appears to be some fire decal or something on his bat. Taps the plate a couple of times. He fist bumped the umpire and the catcher before he steps in. I've never seen that before. And the pitch. Strike. Looked like a breaking ball, 0-1. Faribault has only had a couple of base runners. Nobody past first base in the pitch. Another wild one. 1-1 the count. Yeah, Klein's got a 5-run lead to work with. He can be as aggressive as all get out. As Quinlan steps back in, he is the number 8 hitter in the Falcon order. The lefty's pitch is right down. Ooh, he called it a ball. 2-1. 2-1 the count. Boy, that looked pretty good. I am sitting behind, almost directly behind home plate. We're behind the right-handed batter's box for the most part. The pitch way outside, and it's 3-1. Last inning, Faribault got their leadoff man on with a hit batsman. A great at bat by Hayden Dillon. It was a 9-pitch at bat. He ended up being erased from the base paths. And the pitch almost hit him. Going to be a leadoff walk.
Batting out for Faribault, the center fielder, number 17, Ben Leslie.
.21 pitches were thrown last inning by we're going to have a courtesy runner come in for the pitcher here. As soon as I get my lineup in the phone, I'll tell you who it is.
Courtesy runner for the pitcher at first base, number 11, Luke McRae.
Luke McRae is the courtesy runner. Left-handed hitting Ben Leslie, the center fielder, is stepping in. Lefty's pitch is in the dirt, 1-0. The Jordan Hubman are here warming up. Well, they got here early. The pitch. Throw over to first. He's back. One and 0, the count to Leslie. Left-handed hitting center fielder. The number 9 hitter in the Falcon order. Way outside is the next pitch. Wasn't even close. It's 2-0. So 2-0, the count, a hitter's count. With a runner at first and nobody out. 5-0 Packers. They scored all 5 of their runs in the first inning on 3 hits. There was an error in there. Couple of hit batsmen. Pitches outside. It's 3-0. Looks like he may be struggling a little bit here. Klein with his control. Runner gets a good lead against the lefty. And the pitch. It gets by the catcher. And going down to second base is going to be Quinlan on the pass ball. And it was on ball 4 anyway. So back-to-back walks will bring up the leadoff man, Dominic Erickson. Boy, if he could poke an extra bagger, we got a brand new game. Erickson, the leadoff man, a right-handed hitter. As the lefty's pitch is way high and wide. And he has lost his control. It's 1-0. And if you're Faribault, you be patient. He is missed out of the zone, and I mean well out of the zone. This entire inning, he's only thrown 1 strike. So the pitch. Yeah, you don't want to help him. That was way outside. It's 2-0. Erickson hammered the ball in the first inning, but it was caught by the left fielder. It sent him back paddling, but he made the catch. But he tattooed it pretty good. Would have been more of a line drive. It would have been a hit. It was a little too much air under it. Pitch is in the dirt, and it's not close again. It's 3-0. He has totally lost his control. And as I said, if you're the Falcons, you don't let him off the hook. Runners at first and second with nobody out here in the third. As Klein gets the sign on a 3-0 count. It's ball 4. back-to-back walks. Coach is going to come out and have a word with his lefty with the bags juiced. Jamison Nowaczewski steps in. He grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. As the Coach Nesbitt is out there talking to his left-hander. The Falcons have the bags juiced, down 5-0 here in the third inning. And we'll see if he can get back into the zone here. He has had back-to-back walks here in the third as the left-hander for the Austin Packers. Third baseman is in on the grass. I guess he's anticipating a bunt. I don't know that I would do that here. First baseman is also on the edge of the grass. The middle infielders are back at normal depth. And the pitch. A strike is called, and that clearly looked like a ball. 1-0 the count. Man, oh man. That was a generous pitch. Like it was low and outside. Wearing the yellow batting gloves is Nowaczewski with the bags juiced. Nobody out. Next pitch. Way outside. It's going to be a wild pitch. It'll easily score the run. And Faribault's on the board. Everybody else advances. It's 2-0 now, the count to Nowaczewski. Or no, I'm sorry. The first pitch was a strike, wasn't it? It's 1-1. 1-1 the count. It automatically put down a ball after, from what I saw. I didn't put it right in my scorebook. Gotta wait for the umpire. And the lefty's pitch is in the dirt, and it's not far enough to score anybody. Now it's 2-1. 2-1 is the count. Cardinal ladies are here watching the Falcon baseball team. They were up 12-2 in the fifth inning last we checked over across the parking lot. Well, their game is over. You're in tune to KDHL-AM, Faribault, Minnesota, Town Square Media Station. We have Big Nine Conference baseball here. The ball swung on. First baseman's going to grab, step on the bag. And why didn't the third baseman score? He didn't score. And now they got the guys in a rundown, and it's going to be, boy, he just got in. Out at first is going to be Nowaczewski. 3 unassisted. There's 1 out. A second run does score. And that'll bring up Luke Schumacher. Erickson gets all the way over to third. Swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Boy, for a second there, I thought they were going to come out of that with nothing on that play. The runner at third was asleep or something because he should have scored easily. The ball was hit to first base, but he ended up in a rundown and did end up scoring. 0-2 is the count to Schumacher. So it looks like Klein has found his rhythm again. 2 of the 3 walks have scored in this inning. It's 5-2 Packers. We're in the third. Swings at a high pitch. It's popped up. Third baseman camps under it, makes the catch for the second out. Unfortunately for Faribault, that was if that gone to the outfield, you would have had the third run score. So stepping in is going to be Hayden Dillon. Dillon was hit by a pitch. He had a great at-bat last inning, a 9-pitch at-bat where he got plucked in the legs. As the lefty Klein comes to the set and the pitch. Curveball in there for strike 0-1. That was right on the inside corner. Perfect pitch. We're at Bell Field here in Faribault. And the pitch almost hit him, and it almost got away from the catcher, and that would have scored the third run. Great stop by Bukapile. That was outstanding. It's 300 down the left field line here at Bell Field. 350 to straightaway center. There's no sign in the gap in left center. No sign in the gap in right center. And 330 down the right field line. Swings a dribbler. Third baseman is going to chuck it to first. It's wide of the bag. He's safe. The run scores. So Dillon's going to be safe at first base. Run does score to make it 5-3. We had a brand new game, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be an error on the third baseman. The throw is wide of the bag. At least in my book, it'll be an error. So that'll bring up A.J. Simon. Simon's a right-handed hitter, and the lefty Klein's pitch. Wild again. Throw down to first from the catcher is not in time. 1-0 the count to Simon. The tying run is at the plate here in the bottom of the third. And the pitch jammed him, and it's 1-1. Dillon, again, good speed at first base. See if he tries to sneak out a little farther than the last time he was on base. Pitch is hammered, but right to the third baseman. I mean, it was hit right on the screws, but right at the third baseman. A line drive out ends the inning, but the Falcons do get back in this game by scoring 3 runs, and they did not have a single hit to get them. You heard me right. No hits. They did leave 1 runner on base. There was an error in the inning, and we have played 3 complete here at Bell Field in Faribault. The Austin Packers have a 5-3 lead on the Faribault Falcons, and Quinlan is coming out for the 4th inning. We'll get you his pitching stats. And
as a business owner, do you have a game plan in place to stay focused on safety and preventing claims? Let our team help support your business. Federated Insurance offers a customizable lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management services to help you continue your winning streak. At Federated Mutual Insurance Company, it's our business to protect yours. Rated A+ Superior by AM Best Company.
Fairway Meat and Grocery in Owatonna is a proud sponsor of all area athletics. Are you ready for your game day party? From USDA choice steaks and fresh produce to snacks and delicious meat and cheese trays, Fairway has everything you need to fuel your crew. Shop online for easy curbside pickup or check out their weekly ad in store. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. for all your grocery needs. Good luck to all area athletics from Fairway Owatonna.
John Rowley will lead things off for Austin. He's the number 9 hitter. He did have a single his first time up. He wears number 4 in his uniform. He's a right-handed hitter. Going up against Carter Quinlan, who is throwing 56 pitches through 3 innings, 35 of them strikes. He has struck out 2. He's walked a batter and hit a couple batters. That was in the first inning when they leaned in to get the pitch hitting him. 1-0 the count to Raleigh. And I'm not exaggerating. He stuck his elbow out, the second guy. The first guy wasn't quite as pronounced, but he did lean into the pitch. There's the pitch. Right on the inside corner. Perfect pitch. 1-1 the count. Yeah, Quinlan wishes he could have that first inning back. 5-3. Austin leads it. They have 5 hits in the game. Faribault has no hits. That ball is a couple hopper, and Quinlan will underhand at the first base to get the 9-hitter. 1-3 put out, and that'll bring up Casey Denzer, the leadoff man, was safe on a walk in the second inning. He was walked, and he flew out in the first. Flew out to second base. The righty's pitch is a ball, 1-0. Pops out of the catcher Erickson's glove. Erickson, his coach says, one of the best catchers in the Big Nine. The pitch is outside. 2-0. Well, you don't want to give those runs back. You'd really like to get a 1-2-3 inning and get right back at the plate after scoring last inning. That pitch is a strike. 2-1 to Denzer, the leadoff man for the Packers. Packers are trying to go to 5-0 in the young season. Faribault is 0-2. The pitch is hit towards second. Royanges to his left, makes the catch and throws him out at first base. 2 down, that'll bring up Dylan Wenzel, the second baseman. Wenzel wears number 11 on his uniform. Hit by a pitch his first time up, and was safe on a fielder's choice his last time up. Taps the plate a couple of times, steps in, the right-handed batter with that lime green bat. And the pitch. Hit. That's going to be a solid base hit toward the gap. He's going to take a wide turn around first base, but he's just got a single. He tattooed it. Number 6 hit for Austin. 5-3, Packers lead it. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Again, there's another game tonight for the Falcons. The Jordan Hubman are in town to play Faribault under the lights here at Bell Field. Come on out. I want to bring a jacket. It's supposed to get down to 51 this evening, but no wind out here to speak of, so that's good. As Benton Pukapile steps in. He's the catcher, and the pitch is hammered right back to Quinlan, and he's going to hightail it over to first base to retire the catcher and end the 4th. They do collect a hit, but there are no more runs. 1 runner was left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th for the Falcons. It'll be hitters 6, 7, and 8, down by a 5-3 score to the Austin Packers here at Belfield.
The deals are heating up at Cashwise Foods. Fire up the grill with Four Brothers Fresh Ground Chuck, $5.99 a pound. Or Golden Plump Chicken Thighs or Drumsticks for $1.29 a pound. Add red seedless grapes at $1.99 a pound. And Fresh Express Salad Kits for $2.99 to complete the plate. Plus truckload buys and a one-day sale on April 11th. Everything you need to fill your pantry at great prices. Only at Cashwise.
Cashwise Foods.
Well, it is kind of interesting that the lefty Klein is still on the hill. I say that because he's thrown 65 pitches through 3 innings and totally lost his control for much of last inning. So this is kind of interesting. As I said earlier, I do believe I've got this Saturday game between Austin and Northfield on our airwaves. If it's a doubleheader, I think we've got the second game of that doubleheader that'll be on the air. I don't remember exactly. I thought coming into the season, Northfield would be a favorite. They're 0-2 on the year. Of course, it's very young in the season. And these Packers have kind of come out of nowhere to start the season 4-0. They defeated Cass and Manorville in their season opener. They swept the Winona Winhawks in a doubleheader, and they defeated the Owatonna Huskies, who should be pretty good again this season. Gordy Kosfeld here at the KDHL Sports Microphone at Bell Field in Faribault, where the Austin Packers are enjoying a 5-3 lead. They've out-hit Faribault 6-0. Each team has one error in the game. Leading off for Faribault here in the fourth will be Atlee Qualley. He was safe on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Where's number 1 on his uniform?
For the Falcons, the second baseman, number 1, Atlee Qualley.
Qualley, a right-handed hitter against the lefty Klein, who again is throwing 65 pitches. He's coming off a 30-pitch inning, and the pitch is a strike called, and it looked to be a little high. 0-1 the count to Qualley. Umpire gives you that. You stay up there, because you're not going to hit that pitch. Strike again. 0-2. That one was a little lower. Qualley finds himself in a bit of a hole, a little choking up on the bat. Like to see that in the pitch. Way outside. 1-2 the count to Qualley. Each pitcher has 2 strikeouts in this game. As he takes a deep sigh, kicks and lets it fly. That's another ball. 2-2. He gets in these overthrow it modes. He's trying to get a little extra mustard on the ball and ends up overthrowing it. And the pitch, that was a good pitch that he fouled off. 2-2. It was right down Broadway. As Qualley gets ready to step back in, looks like he's got some light blue batting gloves is what it looks like. Falcons, of course, green and white. Packers red and white. And that ball is going to be hit toward the gap. First hit for the Falcons. The left fielder kind of overran the ball, but he's not going to gain second base. So Qualley gets the first hit of the day for Faribault. And Cooper Anderson, the left fielder, steps in, hit a liner to second base. The second baseman climbed the ladder and made an outstanding catch. It looked like it was going to be hit over his head. There are a lot of things over my head. But, I mean, it looked like it was going to be hit over his head, and he made the catch. It was really a nice catch. Pitch is inside. It's 1-0. The second baseman for the Austin Packers is Dylan Wenzel. Runner at first, nobody out. A 1-0 count to Cooper Anderson. Faribault's only down by a couple of runs. As the lefty's pitch is hit very well, but right to the left fielder. Ranges to his right, makes the catch. And that'll bring up Carter Quinlan. He swings a more level bat. That baby was a hit.
Pitcher number 25, Carter Quinlan.
Quinlan walked and advanced to second on a pass ball. He ended up scoring on a wild pitch last inning. As Klein lost his control for a while. I mean, he could not find anywhere near the plate. And the pitch is outside. 1-0. It was 1-0 before Anderson flew out. And sometimes you kind of help out the pitcher when you're seeing that he is throwing more balls than strikes. This probably behooves you to be a little more patient. Of course, you want to get a hit, right? I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. And the pitch almost hit him. The other guys would have let him hit him. It's 2-0. He should have let it in. Runners at first and second. But there's just the runner at first. And the pitch is outside. He's losing control again. Throw down to first. 3-0 the count to Quinlan. This has got to be the last inning for Klein. Three and 0 the count to the right-handed hitter. The pitch. He walked him. That is the fourth walk. And I think we're going to have a pitching change here. Ben Leslie, the number 9 hitter, is due up.
Courtesy running for the pitcher at first base. Number 11, Luke McRae.
Luke McRae goes in to run for Quinlan, the courtesy runner. We got somebody else picking up a bat here for Faribault. As soon as I get my roster here, I'll tell you who it is. Looks like stepping in. Believe it or not, number 16 is not listed on their roster. Number 16 is going to bat for Faribault. There's no number 16 on this roster. No number 16 at all. So I can't tell you who's batting. We'll see if Mr. Graves can figure it out. Wenzel's coming in to pitch here. He has 78 pitches. 19 of the 78. No, that can't be right. 22, 35, 41 of the 78 are strikes. He goes 3 1/3 innings. Wenzel appears to be a harder thrower here. Well, this is number 16. He's a left-handed batter, and his number's not on the roster. This is not Leslie. It's number 16. So number 16 steps in. Again, is not listed on the roster. He's swinging a yellow bat, whoever he is. Not on the roster. Unless he changed jerseys and changed to a switch hitter, this is not Leslie. He fakes a bunt. Or actually he offered after it, I thought. 0-1 the count. To whoever this is. 0-1. Leslie walked his only time up. Righty's pitch. He does get the bunt down right in front of the plate. Throw down to third, and he is out. Fielder's choice puts whoever that guy was at first base.
Catcher number 2, Tom Erickson.
Boy, he was out by a lot at third. The bunt was just right in front of the plate. You had to get it out in the grass a little ways, and he didn't do that. He was dead to rights at third base. Usain Bolt would have been out. The pitch is inside. 1-0 to Dominic Erickson. Falcons are looking for a big hit here. Extra bagger would probably tie this game. 5-3 Austin leads. We're in the fourth inning. Wenzel's pitch is in the dirt. 2-0. Wenzel came on in relief of Klein. And the pitch. Just got a piece of it. 2-1. Hitters count. Erickson was going to swing, I think, regardless of where the ball was. The righty's next offering is a strike. 2-2 the count to Dominic Erickson. Big pitch here. 2 down. Runners at first and second. Wenzel steps off the rubber. Gets back up on the rubber. Erickson steps in with a 2-2 count. And here comes a huge pitch. It's called the ball. 3-2. Trying to get the outside corner, couldn't nail it. So we got a full count. Like I said, an extra bagger probably ties this game. They should be off with 2 outs at the crack of the bat. And the pitch. A high fly ball popped up. The second baseman will make the catch behind the second base bag. Well, Faribault had a shot at tying this thing, but they couldn't do her. They do get their first hit of the game by Atlee Qualley. No run score. 2 runners were left on base, one of them in scoring position, and there were no errors. As we go to the top of the 5th inning, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 in the order for the Austin Packers, and Quinlan remains on the hill.
At J-Mo's Bowl in Faribault, you always strike a great meal. Now they're your go-to for graduation party catering. Let J-Mo's prepare and deliver the food right to you, or host an unforgettable graduation open house right at J-Mo's with access to sand volleyball, darts, and bowling. Remember, Thursdays, bingo happens. Celebrate big this graduation season at J-Mo's Bowl, 1802 4th Street Northwest in Faribault. Other catering jobs also welcome. Go to jmosbowl.com for details.
jmosbowl.com. That's a great place to go after the game, too. They got such delicious food. Their burgers are so juicy. Their pasta's delicious. Their ribs, of course, are out of this world good. I was in Texas this last week, my uncle's 100th birthday, and we had a lot of barbecue. And I'm still partial to those ribs at J-Mo's Bowl. I had nothing as good, and I'm not kidding, in Texas. I had good, don't get me wrong, it was good, but it was not better than what they have out at J-Mo's Bowl. They had drop off the bone juicy meat, and of course I'm into the sauce. I like sauce on my barbecue. My brother's more into the dry rub stuff, but
Laying out the top of the fifth for the Packers, the center fielder never died, Noah Dunlop.
And it was good. So Noah Dunlop steps in. He has flown out to center field and been safe on a fielder's choice. 5-3, Packers lead it. Good competitive game here at Bell Field today. Faribault's been out hit 6-1, but it's still just a 2-run game. Quinlan has thrown 65 pitches, 41 of them strikes. He has struck out 2. He's hit a couple, and he's walked a guy. Pitch is called inside, 1-0. Didn't look too bad from here. Wind is picking up a bit. It's 2-0. And he's only had the one walk. Quinlan's next pitch. Strike. 2-1 the count. Dunlop is the number 4 hitter in the order. Where's number 9 on his uniform? He's a right-handed hitter. Wearing white batting gloves, and they are really white. Hits the ball over to third. And we're going to have an error. It's going to be on the
third baseman, number 17, Cooper Jacobson.
Third baseman. Throws it wide of the bag. Cooper Jacobson, he had to come off the bag to catch it. And the guy in the booth gave him a hit. I would not have given him a hit on that. It's a good throw. He's out. Throw over to first. Back as a runner. My scorebook has 6 hits and 2 errors on Faribault, and the official scoreboard here, well, it's not official, 7-1. As easily gaining second base for the stolen base is Dunlop. Pitch is a ball 1-0 to the number 5 hitter, Cooper Jacobson, the third baseman, who is 2 for 2 on the day. 2 hits, a single and a double. Strike on a good pitch. He kind of pulled the string on him there. 1-1 to count. The right-handed hitter. 5-3, Packers lead it. We're in the 5th inning. Boy, when that sun goes behind the cloud, it gets chilly in a hurry. And the pitch. Outside. 2-1. 65 degrees game time temperature. It's clouded up and chilled down a bit. The pitch. Boy, that looked like it was on the inside corner. Called the ball. It's 3-1. Three and one with a runner at second and nobody out. Quinlan's next offering. Swing and a miss. We got a full count. This is an important out if he can get it. Three and two is the count. Runner at second, nobody out. Fouls this one off. Still 3-2. Quinlan came into the inning with 65 pitches, 41 of them strikes. So not a real bad strikes to balls ratio, and he's only walked one guy. The pitch. Strike called. He started walking down to first base and gets rung up. Third strikeout. That'll bring up Jonah Klein. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not Klein.
The second baseman, number 16, Cameron Lundberg.
I'll get you who it is in a second. Well, so much for the second. I dropped my phone. They got the man in a rundown between second and third. Let's see if they execute this right. Well, it didn't look pretty, but they ended up getting him out. So it was 1-6-5, and then he tagged him out for the second out. And again, that'll bring up the the batter here for Austin. And this is Cameron Lundberg. He tattoos a foul ball down the left field line, and I mean tattoos. 0-1. Lundberg steps back in. He's a right-handed hitter wearing white batting gloves, number 16 on his uniform. The pitcher, Klein, was in this spot in the order, had 2 at-bats, and was 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a ground out. He was wild pitch to second and scored on a wild pitch in the first inning. 2-1 is the count. 2 down. We're in the 5th inning and a 5-3 Packer lead. Scoreboard says 7 hits. I am with 6. Pitch is a strike. Outside corner, 1-2. I awarded an error on that opening what the so-called official score gave a single on. The pitch swung on, and it is going to be a foul ball. Still 2-2. I'm guessing this will be Quinlan's last inning. He's going to be approaching. Well, he came in the inning with 65. And he'll be close to 85 when this is all over. Pitch is in the dirt. 2-2. The Jordan Hubman are warming up in the batting cage behind the third base dugout, the Falcon dugout. They're the next game. Jordan, non-conference. The next pitch is tattooed again. If it's going to be running to his right, making the catch, the left fielder, he did hammer it pretty good, but he's out. And it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning thanks to the rundown. Again, I gave an error on the play. The so-called official scorer gave him a hit. Nobody's left on base. We go bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the order for the Faribault Falcons, down by a 5-3 score. And they'll be facing again Wenzel here in the.
Hey, Ken Herbeck here. Is it time for a tune-up or maybe a new furnace? Call Owatonna Heating and Cooling, your local Carrier dealer today, and have your furnace checked. Don't wait until you're without heat and below 0 temperatures. Call us to get your furnace checked to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning or sudden furnace failure when you really need it most. Owatonna Heating and Cooling is your local Carrier dealer. Turn to the experts. Find us online at owatonna-heating.com or call 507-451-2051. That's 451-2051.
Minnesota Coaches Incorporated is proud to transport teams, athletes, cheerleaders, and coaches, getting you to the game all season long. Since the 1930s, they've been your trusted full-service charter planner, serving local communities with safe, reliable travel. From private charters and school trips to tour groups, sports teams, and church outings, they've got you covered. Minnesota Coaches Incorporated. Full-service travel with peace of mind. Visit MinnesotaCoaches.com or call 507-334-5121 today.
Cody Kotzfeld here at the KDHL Sports Microphone. We're at Bell Field in Faribault. The Faribault Falcons and the Austin Packers, Big 9 Conference Baseball. We have a 5-3 Austin Packer lead. They scored all 5 of their runs in the first inning. A couple of hit batters, some wild pitches, and they did crank out 3 hits in the inning. As Wenzel begins his second inning of work. Actually, he only pitched 2/3 of an inning last inning. Coming in relief for Klein. He's the righty. Klein is the lefty. And the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Jamison Nowaczewski's at the plate. 0 for 2. He has a base hit to right field. To start the fifth inning. It's Faribault's second hit. Luke Schumacher comes up. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. And I mean, he also flew out to third base. It was A.J. Simon who absolutely tattooed a ball at third base. I mean, just hammered it right on the screws, but it was right to the third baseman. And he plucked him right in the derriere. So another hit batsman will put runners at first and second. Nobody out. Coach Nesbitt is telling his first baseman to get up on the grass.
The shortstop, number 3, Hayden Dillon.
As Dillon steps in. Now, Dillon's got good wheels. Third baseman is back even with the bag. Runners at first and second with nobody out. And those are the tying runs on the base paths. The go-ahead run is at the plate. This is your cleanup hitter. And the pitch, he squares to bunt, and I think he fouled the ball. They're gonna, well, maybe he didn't touch it. Runners are going to advance on the pitch that goes all the way to the backstop, so obviously he didn't touch it. It's 1-0 to Dillon, who was squaring to sacrifice himself. Actually, he was squaring to get a bunt base hit, to be honest, but I mean, he's got some good pop in his bat. I don't know that I'd take it out of his hands right at the moment. But I can understand why they're doing what they're doing if they continue to do the sacrifice and get both those, they get that tying run in scoring position. And now they've got the tying run in scoring position, and the pitch is way high, gets out of the catcher's glove, but not far enough to advance the runners. And Mr. Wenzel has got Mr. Klein's wildness here, as Coach Nesbitt's going to come out and talk to his right-hander. Oh, he's going to bring him out. Right in the middle of an at-bat. You don't see that every day of the week. Wouldn't even let him pitch to the rest of the batter. Is that ever interesting or what? So we got another new pitcher here. As I see who it is, I'll let you know.
Now pitching for the Packers, number 18, Brandon Rye.
So, let's see here. I got to keep track of this stuff. He only pitched to 5 batters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5. 1, 2, 3. 8 pitches last inning. 1, 2. And only 5 pitches this inning. So 13 total pitches, 8 of them were strikes. Not a lot of patience there. Coming in to pitch for the Packers. Is Brandon Rye. He wears number 18. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. A.J. Simon at the plate. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, looking in a line out. And I mean, he tattooed the ball to third base. Pitch is up high. It's 2-0. Oh, that's right. He had a 2-0 count, so it's 4-0. I forgot that he inherited the the guy. So, ladies and gentlemen, the bags are juiced with A.J. Simon at the plate. If he can hit a little higher than he did last time, we'll have a tie game. Pitch is outside, 1-0. So he hasn't thrown a strike yet. 3 straight balls. The righty's pitch is too low. It's 2-0. Bags are juiced here in the bottom of the 5th with nobody out. Umpire gave the batter time there. And it's 3-0. He's got nowhere to put him. If he swings at this pitch, I'll buy you 100 steak dinners. And the pitch is, oh my, it's called a strike. It certainly looked like a ball. It's 3-1. Oh man. 3-1 the count. And the righty's next offering is also called a strike, and it looked like it was the same pitch, and it was high and wide. 3-2 the count. And the righty's pitch, that one's in the dirt. He walked in the run. 5-4. So 5-4 is the score. Atlee Qualley, who had the first hit of the game last inning for Faribault, steps to the plate, and the pitch is high, 1-0. Still nobody out. Bags are juiced. Faribault can take the lead with a hit, and the pitch is a strike call to the knees. 1-1 the count to Atlee Qualley. Where's number 1 in his uniform? Right-handed hitter. And the righty's pitch. He swings and pops it out of play. 1-2 is the count to Qualley. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The righty kicks and delivers. That ball's going to be hit right to shortstop. Oh, he's not going to catch it. Run's going to score. Another run's going to score. The throw to third. He's out at third, but 2-run score. Faribault takes the lead. Qualley's thrown out at third base. So Qualley will get 2 RBIs on the single. Looked like it was going to easily be caught, but it was not. Went under the glove of the third baseman and never touched his glove. And now we got a throw out at first. Qualley ends up at third. As Anderson is out. And Quinlan, the pitcher, is up. 6-5. Faribault leads it. And the pitch is a strike of the knees, 0-1. Quinlan has walked twice. He scored a run. The pitch is hammered right back over the pitcher's mound. Second baseman ranging behind the second base bag, throws to first in time for the out. Well, Faribault does score a few runs to take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They do so with 1 hit. Boy, they made the most of their hits today. There were no errors. And a runner was left at third base. So we played 5 complete, and the Falcons have themselves a lead. Dominic Erickson comes in to pitch from the catcher. He goes to pitcher. He's going to try and preserve this 6-5 lead as we go to the top of the 6th inning. For the Austin Packers, it'll be hitters 7, 8, 9.
As a business owner, you understand the importance of protecting your reputation, workplace, employees, and financial assets. Our team is ready to help yours by creating a custom lineup of industry-specific coverages and risk management service to help you stay at the top of your game. Contact your local Federated representative for more information today. Federated Insurance. It's our business to protect yours. Rated A+ Superior by AM Best Company.
Well, we go to the 6th inning. Dominic Erickson trying to hammer down the win for the Falcons, up 6-5. They were down 5-0 in the first inning, so quite a comeback here by the Falcons. As Erickson is on the hill. Faribault scored 3 runs in the third, 3 runs last inning. The Packers scored all 5 of theirs in the first inning. Going behind the plate for Faribault is A.J. Simon. Here in the 6th. Simon had been in right field. Quinlan goes out to right field. As the home plate umpire dusts off home plate. Doesn't look like there's any dirt on there at all. I should tell him after the game he can come over and dust my place if he wants to do some dusting. 6-5, Faribault leads it. So it's the top of the 6th inning. First pitch is a ball. This is Cooper Anderson, and I could swear he batted last inning and grounded out to end the inning. And he's up at the plate again. 1-1 the count to Cooper Anderson. So the righties pitch. Strike. He's been calling a high strike all night. 1-2 the count. He does give a high strike. One and two the count. And the pitch. He's going to swing, and it's going to be a slow roller, and the first baseman's going to pick it up, and it's going to be a foul ball. One and two the count to the left-handed hitting Cooper Anderson. There's a strike 3 called. So Erickson gets his first strikeout. Quinlan had 3 of them, I do believe.
Right fielder number 13, Tyler Carter.
Oh boy. Oops, I got the wrong scorebook here. One and all the count to Tyler Carter. The right fielder, it was Hayden Quipmeyer who just got struck out looking. Pitch is outside for a ball. It's 2-0. McShee prior to the strikeout was 1-2. 83 total pitches by Mr. Quinlan. 52 of them strikes. Swings and fouls it off. He had 3 strikeouts. One of them looking. He only walked 1 batter, but he hit a couple of batters and threw a couple of wild pitches that allowed runs to score. As he kicks and delivers, and it's a strike called on the inside corner. 2-2 is Erickson throwing some BBs here. Kicks and delivers. There's a strike free call. So back-to-back strikeouts looking, and that'll bring up John Raleigh. Where's number 4 in the back of his uniform? He's the shortstop. Had a single his first time up.
Shortstop number 4, John Raleigh.
And he grounded out in the 4th inning. 6-5 Faribault leads. Pitch is way outside. Going to go all the way to the backstop, 1-0. Again, the Jordan Hubman are waiting in the wings to play the Falcons. This unconventional doubleheader. Austin will jump on their bus and head to Packerland. And the Falcons are hoping they're jumping on the bus with a loss. That ball is hammered way up in the air. Faribault makes the catch in shallow center field. And it's a 1-2-3 Dominic Erickson outing here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be hitters 8, 9. Oh, wait a minute here. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 or 9, 1, and 2 in the order for Faribault in the bottom of the 6th. The Falcons up by a 6-5 score. They'd love to get some insurance here. Due up is that number. Yep, it's 9, 1, and 2. So 9, 1, and 2. This is that number 16 who's not on the roster. He was originally number 17, Leslie, a right-handed hitter to start the game. And they brought in this guy, a left-handed hitter, number 16, who again is not on the roster.
Leading on the bottom of the 6th for the Falcons, the center fielder, number 17, Ben Leslie.
This is number 16. It's not number 17. Graves still thinks he's 17. He sure looks like 16 to me. And the pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 to number 16. Batting for number 17 for Faribault. The pitch is a strike. I'm going to double check my lineup here to make sure that I got that right. The pitch is up high, 2-1. That's not what I wanted. Yes, Leslie was number 17. We got a 3-1 count to number 16, who is not listed here. Maybe they don't list him in order. Let's double check this. Yeah, there's no number 16 on here. There's a strike. 3-2 the count. He walked him. Austin pitchers have walked a lot of guys. Their first pitcher, the lefty, had 4 walks. Their second pitcher, Wenzel, who didn't throw a lot, had 1 walk. That was the second one by this pitcher. That's 7 walks. And we got a 1-0 count to Dom Erickson, who's now pitching for Faribault. And he hammers this, but again, he skies it up in the air. Shortstop will make the catch. Jamison Nowachewski's due up next.
Third baseman number 13, Jamison Nowachewski.
Nowachewski, a left-handed hitter. Had a single his last time up and scored. That was last inning. He was 0 for 2 prior to that, so he's 1 for 3 on the day. Righty's pitch. It's a ball. 1-0. Third pitcher of the day for Austin. That one's skied. And the shortstop calls for it and makes the catch. 2 down with a runner at first base. That'll bring up Luke Schumacher.
The first baseman number 6, Luke Schumacher.
Schumacher was hit by a pitch last inning and scored. Popped out to third and struck out. Throw over to first, back as a runner. There are 2 outs. So I do not understand that throw. 6-5, Faribault leads it. That pitch was too high. 1-0 to Schumacher. Right-handed hitting first baseman. Pitches inside. It's 2-0. The pitcher wanted to know where the ball was. The umpire said it was not in the strike zone. Obviously in the pitch. Inside. Oh my gosh. He called that a strike. 2-1 the count. Catcher had to lean out to make the catch. Man, oh man. The righty's next offering is wide. On the other side, it's 3-1. Austin's out hit the Falcons 7-3. Actually 6-3. I gave an error where they gave a hit. And it was clearly, I thought, an error. When you get a guy pulled off the bag, that's typically an error, not a hit. Good throw to first base, he would have been out. Strike called in the outside corner there. Schumacher took a step toward first base. The umpire says, you are out. First strikeout for him. Faribault. It's a runner on base without a hit. They don't score any runs. They leave that runner on base. And we go to the 7th inning with the score. 6-5 Faribault. It'll be the top of the order for the Austin Packers.
At Community Resource Bank, they're more than just a place to manage your money. They're your neighbors, your supporters, your financial partners. Whether you're starting fresh or planning ahead, the team at Community Resource Bank is ready to help with banking that fits your life. Stop in, say hi, and see why more people are choosing Community Resource Bank. Community Resource Bank. Let's bank together. Member FDIC.
Well, we get ready for the 7th inning here. Dom Erickson, who had a 1-2-3 top of the 6th, pitches here in the top of the 7th. Falcons lead at 6-5, and I'm assuming this is going to be a 7-inning game due to the doubleheader. Stepping in, again, the top of the order for the Packers. It'll be Casey Denzer leading things off. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Bringing up the top of the 7th inning for the Packers, left fielder number 1, Casey Denzer.
Boy, when that sun went behind the clouds, the temperature dipped big time. I'm wishing I had a heavier jacket on. I just have a windbreaker on, which was fine when it was 65. Pitches he called it a ball, 1-0. 1-0 the count of the left-handed hitting Denzer. The righty's pitch is outside. He overthrew that one. It's 2-0. And that's the tying run at the plate. Righty takes a deep sigh, lets it fly, and it's 3-0. The first one I thought was a strike. The last two haven't been close to a strike. As the righty's pitch is a strike called, and that looked to be a ball. It's 3-1. Catcher again had to get his glove out to catch it. Off to the side. And the pitch, and I know it's not where you catch the ball. That's a strike there, no question. It's 3-2. So let's see if Erickson can come all the way back on this batter. Meanwhile, the umpire is telling the Austin Packers to cool it on the complaining about balls and strikes. As the righty's pitch is hit towards second base. He bobbles it, but he's going to get him at first base. Oh, my. Qualley bobbled the ball. A juggler in the circus. Threw it over to Schumacher to get him out. Dylan Wenzel steps in with one out. Faribault looks like they may be poised to win their first game of the season against an undefeated Austin Packers team. The pitch. He overthrew it, 1-0. This is not Wenzel. This is that last pitcher that came in for Wenzel when he went from second to pitch. We got a strike. So the coach actually took one of his hitters, Wenzel, out of the game, although Wenzel, I don't think, he did have a hit. He had a single. 2-1 the count to Dylan, or not Dylan Wenzel, but the other batter here. Swing into this, 2-2. 2 strikeouts last inning for Erickson. He's retired everybody he's faced. Trying to hammer down the save here against the Austin Packers. The pitch. Strike with the knees. He rings him up. 3rd strikeout for Erickson of the 5 guys he's faced. And that'll bring up Benton.
Catcher number 19, Benton Porcopile.
Porcopile's the catcher. He is, he's been hit by a pitch. He is grounded out. And the pitch. He swings and fouls it off, 0-1. Again, Jordan plays next against Faribault here. There'll be a break, I'm sure, between games as he fouls it off. So you still got time to come out on a beautiful night and watch some baseball. Bring a little extra, sweatshirt or something. Don't make my mistake and wear a windbreaker. Sun's starting to come out now as it's setting. As he's banging his cleat. Porcupile steps in. Got a open stance at the plate. And 1-2 is the count as he misses with his next offering. Dom Erickson has a blue glove that he's pitching with. Started the game as the catcher. And the pitch. That ball is high up in the air. Center fielder will make the catch. And the Faribault Falcons come from behind. The 4-0 Austin Packers are going home with a loss. You heard me right. They're going home with a loss. Austin was up 5-0 at the start of the game. 5-0 was the score. And the Faribault Falcons come back to win this one by a score of 6-5. Austin scores their 5 runs on 6 hits. They commit 1 error. The Faribault Falcons, they score 6 runs on 3 hits. They commit 2 errors in the game. The winning pitcher is Carter Quinlan, and Dominic Erickson gets the save. We'll have some final thoughts after this.
Fairway Meat and Grocery in Faribault is a proud sponsor of all area athletics. Are you ready for your game day party? From USDA choice steaks and fresh produce to snacks and delicious meat and cheese trays, Fairway has everything you need to fuel your crew. Shop online for easy curbside pickup or check out their weekly ad in store. They're open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. for all your grocery needs. Good luck to all area athletes from Fairway Meat and Grocery in Faribault.
Specialty Personnel Services can solve both sides of work-related problems. For employees, they can put you to work in a short period of time with employers that are in need of your skills. For you employers, Specialty Personnel Services has a list of potential employees that have the skill set to excel on your company's team. Don't waste time chasing want ads. Let the professionals work for you. They do specializing in construction and manufacturing jobs. Specialty Personnel Services in Owatonna. Call 451-5773. In Austin, 433-5570.
Falcons again win in come-from-behind fashion. They were down 5-0 in the first inning, scored 3 runs in the third, added 3 more in the sixth, and end up with a 6-5 victory over the previously undefeated Austin Packers. Austin came into this game with a 4-0 record. And the Falcons come away with a victory 6-5, their first win of the season. They go to 1-2. They play Jordan next here at Bell Field, and we will have their next game Thursday when they travel to Winona to play the Winhawks, a team that Austin swept in a doubleheader last Saturday. So the Faribault Falcons feeling pretty good about themselves after coming from behind to win 6-5 over the Austin Packers. We'll have some final line totals.
Harley's Auto Salvage has been in business over a half-century, serving people through their Like Magic nationwide parts locator. New and used auto parts. Check out their large supply of new and used tires. 30-day warranty on electronics, 60-day warranty on all motors and transmissions with extended warranties available.
Cody here with Harley's Auto Salvage. Haven't been here in a while? Stop in and check out our drive-thru recycling building. You can recycle your aluminum cans, copper, brass, and metal. And of course, we're always here to help you get that new used auto part. Harley's Auto Salvage.
Well, let's see here. 2, 3, 4. 4 runners were left by Austin, and they left a couple of them in scoring position. They scored 5 runs on 6 hits. 5 runs on 6 hits. All 5 of their runs again came in the first inning as Faribault picks up a 6-5 victory here tonight. And we will have their game on Thursday in Winona. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast here tonight on the mighty 920. Saturday, I do believe, will be in Austin, where the Austin Packers hosting the Northfield Raiders on Saturday. And I think that's a doubleheader, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we're going to have the second game of that. But we'll let you know tomorrow on our sports. We track down all the scores tomorrow on the mighty 920. Big thank you to all of our super sports boosters, our all prep sports boosters, including Taji Jewelry in downtown Kenyon. You don't want just any diamond. You want a Taji Jewelry diamond. Again, your final score tonight from Bell Field in this one. And you can come on out and watch another game here at Bell Field. The Falcons are taking on the Jordan Hubman, who are warming up in the outfield while the Falcon players are prepping the field and their coaches prepping the field for the second game here. And the lights should be coming on here shortly. And you can come on out and watch some high school baseball. But again, bring a little heavier than windbreaker jacket, because that sun goes down, that temperature goes down. We're supposed to have a low tonight of 51. Game time temperature was 65, and it's 62 right now. Boy, it sure feels... It feels a little cooler than that, to be quite honest with you. As the Faribault Falcons pick up their first win of the season, they were 0-2 coming into this one. They scored their 6 runs on just 3 hits. They committed 2 errors in the game, left 5 runners on base, one of them in scoring position. The Austin Packers scored their 5 runs on 6 hits. They committed 1 error and left 4 runners on base, 2 of them in scoring position. The Packers dropped to 4-1 on the season. Till next time, this is Gordy Kosfeld. Have a super
Discover the finest jewelry collection in southern Minnesota, right in downtown Kenyon at Taji Jewelry. With an extensive selection to suit every style and budget, you'll find everything from timeless watches and elegant jewelry to unique money clips and more. Personalize your gift with a custom engraving. Add a name, special message, or both to make it truly one of a kind. Because you don't want just any diamond, you want a Taji Jewelry diamond.